Hi everyone, my name is Tatiana Gidarymsky and I'm a family law attorney with 18 years of experience. And today I want to talk to you about the roadmap to divorce, or 5 stages of the divorce process. So the first stage of the divorce process is the filing of the summons and petition for divorce. And the summons and petition are both fairly simple boilerplate documents, and they're actually available on Washington Court's website. And if you're curious, you can download them. You can go to www.courts.wa.gov/forms and look them up if you're curious. So once the petition and summons are filed, the next step is to serve them on your spouse. And you can do either formal or informal service. If you do formal service, you have to either hire a process server or ask a friend or a family member to serve these documents. The important thing to remember here is that you personally cannot formally serve these documents. You can also try informal service, in which case you need to get your spouse's permission to allow for this service, and this can be done by mail or email, for example. Also, in King County, once you file your petition, the clerk of the court automatically issues something called a case schedule. So a case schedule is this, again, it's going to be a standard document and it's going to contain the various case deadlines by which you have to abide. And it will also provide for your trial date. And the cases in King County are pretty backed up, so that your trial date is going to be approximately 1 year from the date that you filed. So once that is done, what's next? So next is what I would call the temporary orders stage. And temporary orders, what it is, it's just what it sounds like. These orders are temporary. They're only meant to last you until the divorce is finalized and the final orders are entered. So what kinds of temporary orders are there? Well, you can pretty much ask the court for anything. You can ask the court to order child support, spousal support. You can ask the court to enter a temporary parenting plan. You can ask for payment of your attorney's fees if you don't have enough money to afford your own attorney. You can ask the court to order your spouse to move out of the family home and to allow you to move into a family home. And so to get these temporary orders in place, what you would need to do is either file a motion and then you'll have a hearing with the court, or you can try negotiating them with your spouse, which will save you a lot of time and money. So once the temporary orders are in place, the next stage of the divorce, stage 3, is what I call a discovery stage. So it's that stage, if you're working with an attorney, the attorney will ask you to provide certain documents, and they will also ask the other side to disclose certain financial documents as well. So basically the purpose of this stage is to collect enough information and documents to prepare your case for final settlement and trial. So at this stage, the most common documents that would be exchanged are things like bank statements, tax returns, pay stubs, W-2, things of that nature. And during this stage, what also can happen is depositions. So a deposition is where if your deposition is taken, you show up and there's a court reporter and the other side's attorney will ask you questions, and all of this happens under oath and you have to answer all of these questions truthfully. If you have an attorney, your attorney will be right there by your side to prevent the other side's attorney from asking any improper questions. So once the discovery is completed and you have the full picture of all of the finances and all of the issues involved, then the next stage would be to try and settle your case. And usually this is done through something called mediation. So a mediation is where you and your spouse and your attorneys, if you have attorneys, would meet with a neutral professional mediator who, these people are usually very skilled at bringing the parties to settlement. And in most cases, you never meet with your spouse or the other side's attorney face to face. You end up being in separate rooms, and the mediator will do what is called shuttle mediation or shuttle diplomacy, as we call it. They would go back and forth and take the mediation offers to one room and then to the other room. Now, sometimes in-person mediation is impossible. For example, when one side lives out of town or when we need social distancing, such as during the COVID-19 epidemic. So no problem there, because most mediators will conduct mediation by Zoom, and this has been fairly successful in my experience. The final stage of the divorce, stage 5, is either entry of the final orders if your case is settled, or if your case did not settle, then the case goes to trial. And the trial is an endeavor in and by itself that will involve a lot of time and energy. So inevitably, more additional documents will need to be provided. Your attorney will prepare you for oral testimony on the stand, and will prepare any third-party witnesses that may also testify. In Washington State, family law cases are all decided without a jury. This is just the way the legislature decided it's going to be. So there will be just one judge who will make the decision. At the end of the case, when the judge makes a decision, the final orders will be entered, signed by the judge, and then enter with the court, and that will conclude your divorce case. So there you have it, the 5 stages of the divorce. I hope this roadmap is helpful. If you want to find out more about the court hearings, make sure to check out my next video.